We've got the Audi Q7 and it gets a few updates for 2023.
A big shout out to Audi downtown Vancouver for letting us borrow this for a couple of days. We appreciate it. Ooh, a surge.
Wow, so smooth and quiet.
Yeah, this engine has been around for a long time, but it produces the goods. What's under the hood of this one, Andrea?
A 3-liter turbocharged V6 with an 8-speed automatic transmission and a 48-volt hybrid system. It has 335 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Standard all-wheel drive, and you're going to have to put premium fuel in this Q7. You get about 797 kilometers, 495 miles to every fill.
And there is a base Q7 45 with a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder, also with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 248 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Well, of course, Audi is a premium brand, so you must get a lot of stuff with this. Let's get into it with our key standard features.
The base trim comes with a 10.1-inch touchscreen and an 8.6-inch control panel, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, wireless Apple Carplay and wired Android Auto, leather seating surfaces, a power driver and passenger seat with driver seat memory, heated front seats, a heated steering wheel, panoramic sunroof, a power tailgate, and 20-inch wheels. Our Progressiv trim test model has ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and a 360 camera.
There are a lot of switches in here, which I like. Also some screens,
Yep.
but we can use the drive select to put it in what, Andrea?
Put it in S for subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that bell, that's important, but also follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to get a sneak peek what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. This video is brought to you by Canada Drives. Shop online for your next used vehicle and enjoy the convenience of to-your-door delivery and the confidence of a 7-day love it or return it guarantee. Visit canadadrives.ca to learn more. So we are driving the 2022 model, but Audi has announced what's coming out for 2023, and there are some changes.
Yeah, you're going to get more standard features. Like
We just went through the standard
I
features.
know, and you get a lot of them. Now they're giving you more. So the Matrix Design LED headlights, which are currently standard on the top trim, will now come standard in the 2023 model. High beam assist, another standard feature, interior lighting package, and auto dimming power folding mirrors will also be standard.
Now, a new option is available, Remote Park Assist Plus, which automatically maneuvers the vehicle in and out of perpendicular and parallel parking spaces. This feature can also be performed via your phone when you are outside the vehicle. I actually went to Spain to drive the A8 a few years ago, and that's when they first introduced that parking feature.
Yeah.
And I did a video on that very function, so make sure you click the card here. It has been a while since we've driven the Q7 with this turbo 3-liter V6 engine.
Yeah.
And I'm pleasantly surprised because it is an older engine. I thought it would kind of feel dated, but it doesn't.
It's an oldie but a goodie. I'm impressed with it. It has plenty of power. You certainly don't feel like you're driving such a large vehicle. It handles very well. On the top Technik trim, you can get sport adaptive air suspension, and it is available on the Progressiv trim that we're driving.
You know what? We drove with that system in the S Q7,
Yeah.
which I love, with the turbo V8.
Yes.
Mwah, what a machine. Here, tell you what, I'll put a link to that one. Watch that video. That was fun.
It also has available 4-wheel steering, which allows the vehicle to have contour steering up to 5 inches at low speeds, and this just helps you maneuver the vehicle better into tight spots. But frankly, I think that this has an excellent turning radius. We don't have the all-4 steering in here.
So in an industry, the auto industry, that's all about flash
Yeah.
and the newest and the latest, there is a place, in my heart anyway, for just progressive design, taking something that you're good at, and Audi is good at design, and just improving it over the years. This is a handsome SUV. It will always be a handsome SUV.
This Q7 we're driving has a bit of a dark edge to it with the black optics package. It comes with black exterior accents and 21-inch wheels. Available though on this model, 20-inch wheels and 22-inch wheel options.
I do like the wheels. You know, we go back and forth about the black wheels.
Yeah.
Andrea likes black wheels. I like bright wheels. You get the best of both worlds with this one. I think that for me is the highlight is the wheel design and the black optics. This is how I would get it. I might even get this color.
I really like how they did the side blades in black too with the Quattro lettering. I think it looks really sharp. It's a nice looking vehicle.
Now, anybody that gets in this car who's never been in an Audi before will get in and go, ooh, this is spendy.
Yeah, well, it does have some high gloss black trim in here, but I think that Audi has done a nice job with it. Sometimes I get in a vehicle and we see high gloss black and we don't love it. And I think to myself, what other materials could they use in here? But it has made it so elegant and sophisticated the way that it flows in here. I think, you know, I like it a lot.
Andrea likes things, how should I put this? Tidy
Yeah.
and clean. And I think that you would need a microfiber cloth in here at all times.
All times.
And then you just give it a quick wipe, which does work. It does show fingerprints and dust. It is a bit of a fingerprint and dust magnet.
And some glare.
Yeah, but from a distance and the way it looks, you're right. It absolutely looks first rate. So you've got two screens here. The one on the top is your regular infotainment screen. The one below that is car controls. Do you like this?
I do like it. I think that it's easy to use. The 10.1-inch touchscreen with haptic controls are not necessarily my favorite. I find that it can be a bit distracting. I would prefer buttons, but like I said, this is easy enough to use. And the 8.6-inch touchscreen below, you can use it for your climate controls. You can put your heated and ventilated front seats on. You have to go into the screen to put the heated steering wheel.
Would I prefer to have more analog sort of feedback and controls? I would.
Yeah.
But would this stop me from buying this car? No, because I like the rest of it.
This Q7 has the upgrade to the Bang & Olufsen sound system for $1,100 Canadian, and I think it sounds fantastic.
Now, if you like second row space, this thing is big. Third row is a bit of a different story. We're going to get into that in Questions, Coffee, and Cars, but you can really stretch out in here. Of course, the seats slide forward so you can make extra room for the third row. Now, the cargo area, it's huge with the rear seats down. A lot of room, and the seats on this one are power operated. They lift up and down. I like that. But when the seats are up, there is not a ton of cargo space behind the third row.
Time now for Questions, Coffee, and Cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
How might this car's family hauler functionally compare to the Jeep GCL, Grand Cherokee L? I read somewhere that Jeep will be making all their models 4xe over the next few years. I'm thinking it would be better value to wait for the 4xe Jeep GCL maybe.
That's a lot bigger than this.
It's bigger than this for sure. One thing I have to say about the gas model is that Jeep offers so many trim levels, so you can really get a stripped down version of a 7-seater family hauler, and it comes in less than this. But we all know with Jeep, packages and a la carte items certainly add up to get these sorts of features.
I'm going to talk about one thing, and that's reliability. Now, we don't know the long-term reliability of the Grand Cherokee, but it is brand new. This has been an evolution of the same car that they have been making for many, many years.
Yeah.
The engine in this is, you could argue it's kind of old, but you could also but they've been doing it for a long time. The ZF transmission, the interior, all of that. The Grand Cherokee is all new. So if I was going to put my money down on Vegas on which one I would hope would be more reliable over 4 or 5 years, I would take the Audi.
And about the 4xe, you're right. Jeep is moving to electrification and wants to offer a 4xe Grand Cherokee L one day. When that comes, I don't know. But the price point of the 4xes are quite expensive. The Grand Cherokee, which is a 5-seater, starts at $75,000 Canadian. So it's really up there, and it actually doesn't offer a lot of EV range.
Yeah, they charge a lot for those Jeep Grand Cherokees.
I really like the Q7. Outside, inside, the whole vehicle is very nice. is Audi targeting the GLE and X5 or the GLS and X7? Is it in between segments?
It is
for sure.
It's exactly that. I think the closest competitor would be the MDX.
Yes, and it comes with a standard third row, or even the Infiniti QX60 is very
but
good
nobody
as
ever
well.
nobody ever thought about that one. I mean,
No.
it's with the new one of the QX60, people might be, but that's a Johnny come lately. It's the MDX.
So let's touch on the GLE and the X5. They don't come with a standard third row. So they both already have a higher starting price than this Q7. So you have to add the third row as an extra feature. Space-wise, you know what? They all offer small third row seating.
Yeah, they're not, even this one. It comes standard with a third row. It's for kids. It's for kids to take an extra kid to soccer, ballet, football, whatever it is, or, put them back there when the grandparents are visiting.
Yeah.
The second row is huge.
Oh, so good. So spacious.
But the third row is she's tight.
Interestingly enough, the GLS and the X7 don't offer as much front row legroom or second row legroom as this Q7, but they offer more third row legroom, overall cargo capacity, and space behind the third row. But guess what, Zach?
They're over $100,000 in the Canadian market each, right?
And over $74,000 US. That's a big difference. So a lot of value here with this Q7.
Relative value, I will say. It's not an inexpensive
Yes,
proposition.
it's still a luxury brand for sure. We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's so easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for. In this case, it would be Audi. Then all our videos pop up. It's that easy.
Great redesign. Love the refreshed interior. How would this match up with an XC90?
XC90.
Volvo.
The Volvo.
Yeah.
I get confused with the XCs.
The Mazda and the Volvo.
The Mazda, the Volvo, and now you've got the Infinitis.
Yes.
The QXs.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Genesis,
Yes.
which are the GVs, the letters and numbers.
I think our biggest one is Mazda.
Yeah,
and
I've always
Volvo.
confused those ones, yeah.
So the XC90 is a good option, and it also has the plug-in hybrid option if you want it, but it gets up there in price. It is less money than this Q7.
I'm not a fan.
No.
I've
What about
never-
reliability?
Yeah,
Where is it, Zach, in reliability,
If
the
you
Volvo?
look at the latest JD Power numbers, Volvo, she's down at the bottom.
Now, we were talking, we wonder if the numbers are so bad because of that Google Android system that they now have.
Yeah, their head unit is a hot mess. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Volvo and their interface. And to be honest with you, when we get a press car from Volvo, there's usually something quirky about it.
Yeah, something freezes.
And we had an Audi A7, and we had it for over 4 years. We actually got it at Audi downtown Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fantastic. There was one light bulb burnt out in the back, and when the car was new, their backup camera didn't work. They replaced that under warranty. Other than that, it was fine.
Yeah. And going to the XC90, it is a spacious vehicle. And if you want to make the splurge for the plug-in hybrid, there aren't many 7-passenger vehicles where there's an electrified version. So that is a pretty good option for that.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Sorry, but the Q7 equals overpriced VW Atlas, better bang for buck with a well-equipped Atlas versus a Q7.
Do you know what the Atlas and this Q7 have in common, Andrea?
What?
They're both made by the Volkswagen Group, and they're both 7-seaters.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. They are not comparable. I'm telling you, we hear this often from followers or viewers who will say, oh, wow, why would you get the Porsche Macan? Just get the Q5. They're different. They're tuned differently. And that is the case with the Atlas and this Q7.
Well, they actually are running on different platforms.
Yeah.
They have different engines. That's using an old VR6 engine. Now, granted, this is an older 3-liter turbo, but very different configuration. We actually recently had a chance. We didn't do a review on it.
No.
We were back in Ontario for a Volkswagen event, and they let us drive the Atlas for the
Yeah.
day. We needed transportation. And, it was fine. But what did you think of it, Andrea, on the inside?
Plastic, fantastic. Volkswagen is using much more hard plastic than they did in the past. And this Audi is just not like this. This feels more luxurious. You're paying extra for a reason.
But I kind of understand the logic, and I can see why the Atlas sells so well. Because people think, I want a German 3-row utility.
Yeah.
And I don't have to spend all of the money to get the Q7. I'll just get the Atlas. In their mind, they square it by saying, I'm driving a German 3-row SUV. And as I mentioned, that's what they have in common.
And the Atlas is great value. It's an affordable family hauler.
And it's a biggie. It's one of the biggest in that class.
So there's lots of competition. We've picked 3-row standard SUVs. So let's see what else you can buy.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the BMW X7. It's powered by a 375 horsepower turbocharged inline-6 with a starting price of over $108,000.
Next is the Mercedes-Benz GLS, also with a 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 with a mild hybrid system attached. 362 horsepower and a starting price, what a deal, $106,000.
The Volvo XC90 T6 with a turbocharged, supercharged 2-liter 4-cylinder. It has 316 horsepower and a starting price of just over $68,500.
Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2019 Infiniti QX60 Pure Trim with just over 39,000 kilometers on the clock for $42,590. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
So there are 4 3-row SUVs for you to consider.
Now, you would be surprised with the base 2-liter 4-cylinder how much this thing can tow, what kind of fuel economy you get, and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. The Q7 45 starts at $70,500 Canadian and $57,500 in the US. The Q7 55 starts at $75,000 Canadian and $62,500 in the US.
Here's the fuel economy for the V6. 12.8 liters per 100 kilometers city, 10.5 on the highway. That's 18 miles per gallon city, 23 miles per gallon highway. The base turbo 4-cylinder can tow 4,400 pounds, but this V6 can tow 7,700 pounds. The warranty is 4 years, 80,000 kilometers, or 50,000 miles. Lightning round. 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
I like how this doesn't drive like such a large vehicle.
I'm pleasantly surprised by this 3-liter turbo engine.
I'd love to see wireless Android Auto.
Basically, I'm interested to see what they come up with next, how they evolve the Q7.
Practical, smooth, a quiet cabin, and great value. What's not to like?
It really doesn't have any direct competitors. And once again, thanks to Audi Downtown Vancouver for lending us this for a couple of days. We do appreciate it.
This video is brought to you by Canada Drives. Shop online for your next used vehicle and enjoy the convenience of to-your-door delivery and the confidence of a 7-day love it or return it guarantee. Visit CanadaDrives.ca to learn more.